Denmark. I thought definitely that the Denmarkians were going to end up winning, but Dignitas couldn't cut it, so I'm actually a little bit surprised, but also really excited because Virtus.pro, they had a bit of almost a resurrection in that game, and I actually thought they were going to crash out of this tournament. I really was not impressed by their play earlier, but that game was outstanding, absolutely. So now I'm super hyped for this game. Titan have really proven themselves this tournament. They've changed so much, and Virtus.pro, well, they're still Virtus.pro. They're a really strong LAN team.
I mean, the Virtus.pro we know and love literally showed up on cash. Before that moment, it was just some team who had been on holiday for quite a while and was still warming up and maybe had one eye on Cologne. Suddenly they showed up on cash, played a great cash, played a great second half on Inferno, and now we're here thinking, can they beat a Titan team who have looked particularly good?
I think every team benefits from having a couple of good rounds, or, a good pistol round. They start off well. I don't know any team that can actually just draw on that as long as Virtus.pro can. Just one single turnaround, and it seems like they go on for almost a full map. It's really, really hard to break them after they get up and running. And I don't know where that comes from, but someone should do some research into it, because it's definitely a really valuable talent to have.
Now, in terms of types of teams, if Dignitas are a slow, methodical team that play through a map, and NiP are a very flexible team, Titan and Virtus.pro are two flair teams. It's like having Messi and Ronaldo on opposing sides almost. Yeah. And it definitely is going to lead to, Kenny S has definitely caught many of the headlines already this tournament with his clutch play, and we can see the same for many of Virtus.pro players. So excitement shouldn't be far away.
No, definitely not. I think the Virtus.pro that won Katowice was partly, not entirely, but partly winning because a lot of the teams going into that tournament were saying, well, actually what's really frustrating about playing the Polish teams is that they have odd timings. Everyone else, we can sort of guess when they're going to re-peak. When we have an aim duel with them at long range, they move in a certain pattern, and we can sort of, predict it. And the Poles play in a whole different key. It is really, really hard for us to follow up. Now, because it's been a while, and I think the reason why we've seen Virtus.pro have been struggling a little bit more is because I think teams have time to catch up to it. And if there's one team that's good at catching up, it's probably Titan with the existence in that leader role. So in that sense, I think it's going to be an incredibly close game. And I'm wondering if Titan are going to keep up the form that they have. And they've bent so far in this match and not broken yet. So we'll see if Virtus.pro can push them to the breaking point.
Where's your money?
I'm going to have to go with the Poles. Again, I said, once they get up and running, they're very hard to stop. So I'm going to go with the Polish team here.
I think, it pains me to say, I think I agree with Thorin on this one, that it's stacked in Titan's favor, that's for sure.
And the map choice definitely interesting, and maybe we can go into a little bit later why that probably happened, but here we go. It's going to be Titan starting on the CT side, and Existence missing a couple of shots here. Going to have to fall back and actually get smoked away, so very effective work coming out from Virtus.pro. The bomb goes down, and it will be Byali picking up the first shot on Scream.
Kenny S is rattling off shots towards Neo, connects on the headshot, and now pushing in towards that site. Titan look to reclaim the bomb as Taz and Byali say no further, please. Existence does get one, but Taz retains it, and there's just one Titan player left standing, and it is Virtus.pro who win the pistol round.
Yeah, Taz with a really good double kill, and also what looked like a take of that A-bomb site that was maybe a little bit easier than it's supposed to have been. It seemed like Titan should have at least done a little bit of damage or anything like that, but I guess Virtus.pro put up some really effective smokes, and Titan never really could get back into it.
Yeah, we didn't have vision on how easy they were able to get there, but it was just so quick, and maybe that was what threw them.
Now we see Titan with the scout buy coming out this time. It doesn't really pay off. They have just hit one body shot here on Taz. Grenade to follow. And it's going to be Kenny going down quickly. Taz picking up. No, actually, Byali with that kill. And it's a double for Pasha. In that window room, leaving Scream. And MBK alone. And obviously being a bit of an eco round here. That's still a great headshot coming out from MBK. Well, Scream is going to be alone. And see if he could do a little bit more. If they could at least kill Pasha, that would be kind of a good start.
If Henry G was here, he'd be screaming about the use of the scout.
Yeah.
And he's been right this tournament.
Yeah, I think only once we've seen it sort of halfway work, and it wasn't even as much the scout as it was the CSET 75 and I think a Deagle, so maybe not the most impressive record so far for that minor sniper rifle. Moving into the third round. Titan obviously going to be ecoing once again, and Virtus.pro, well, they keep on where they left off here. And we haven't actually, I think this is, I would almost have rather seen Titan go with the CSET 75s than those scouts, because they seem to be more effective.
They definitely do, and this is a map where they can do. You just need to get short range, good angles, and you can definitely equalize the weapon disadvantage. But scouts it was, and sit back. Virtus.pro know that this is a golden opportunity to be winning rounds. They want to give nothing away cheaply. They're nading out every area as if it were a full weapon round and want to make no cheap mistakes.
And I think that's absolutely brilliant. I mean, we saw in the Dignitas match how much it cost the Danes to lose. I mean, they won the pistol round, and then they lost the second round to an eco from Virtus.pro, and we saw how much that cost them. They really didn't get back in the game after that, hard as they tried. So I think Virtus.pro are right to respect these anti-ecos and try and keep them alive.
It's Taz that will see Existence. Fires off a few shots to the far. Existence down to 24 points health. What Taz doesn't know is just how many bodies there are in there. And, we'll come across and Virtus.pro will decide that they're not going to risk going in towards that B site as they push in. Taz is waiting to catch any of the rotating Titan players, but Neo is doing his job.
We don't even need an analyst to point out that was definitely the right move at that point. There's nobody in that bomb site, of course. Taz with a good headshot here. He's going to pick up a second one on Kenny, and it's going to be down to Scream and Smiths here. A 2-on-5. And Virtus.pro doing a really good job, not just of making the right bomb site choice, but also in keeping these rifles alive for a very long time. It's going to help them massively once Titan pick up rifles in the upcoming round, and that's where it gets really interesting.
Virtus.pro definitely have a home crowd favourite, despite not being from these parts. Cheering on Dignitas, who are an English org, and actually it was the same in the Fnatic Titan game. Fnatic are based here in London, and yet everyone wanted Titan to win.
Yeah, and people should have been rooting, I think, more than for London Conspiracy, which actually is a British organization. So
they have such a great name. I adopted them.
That is a very, very good name. I like it. And the players obviously are, you know, they're really on the incline. I love it. Well, moving straight into the fourth round here, there is no AWP picked up on Kenny, which maybe is a little bit of a surprise, but he was going to get smoked off anyway if he was going to go there, so he's just opting for the rifle early on here, see if he can get something done. This flashbang is going to go in, and Scream is probably going to peek behind, and there's the flash, and there's the peek, and he gets flashed as well, so he can't see a thing, and Taz will take him down. A tiny mistake, and instantly exploited by Virtus.pro.
That such is the level that you can not afford it. There's MBK been dropped by Pasha over on the B site, and Virtus.pro are blooding on in. Bomb wasn't committed to that site though, so still time if they wanted to go there, but the three players that are alive are in A, and they will go for the engage onto Bialy and get it.
And Pasha with this position is absolutely stunning, because when the bomb goes down and they decide to make a rotation, there is absolutely no way anyone is going to have any idea that Pasha is here. So this is thinking more than just a few steps ahead. He's 7 or 8 steps ahead in the chess game right here. And we'll see. They are going to be walking right past him any second. And actually they're trying to save, which still makes this position really good, because he can go looking for them a lot earlier and they won't realize he's going to be here. So Virtus.pro Titan aren't even going to go for the retake right now.
Pasha will want something from that strong position, and it'll be Existence that he gets. That will be only Smiths and Kenny S who get out of this round alive, and it'll be Virtus.pro racing into a 4-round lead. Good early call to save. They were never going to... Oh, they're going to chase out more guns, are they? No. They were never going to contest that bomb.
No, I think you're right, definitely. But I think Virtus.pro learned something else about Titan in this round, which is that if a little bit pressure is put on, maybe the Titan team is a little bit prone to over-rotating and leaving that B bomb site a little bit early. And if they just keep that in the back of their minds, I don't want them to do it straight away, but they can maybe throw in another round like that where they try and force them away from a bomb site. So something, just showing a bit of their cards here a little bit early, Titan maybe.
They have moved one of those guns they have onto the B site. But it'll be an A push coming in here from VP now as they lead that charge. Kenny S is going to have to go big here as he lines up. Nothing to see, the smoke's done its jobs, only silhouettes and weapon sounds as Scream gets himself the frag onto Neo. Snax though and Pasha both have kills. Kenny S down, it's only MBK and that CZ that have done damage. Now he has an AK for his troubles and a kill. Bialy down, Existence outed, and it's 1-on-2. MBK's going to have to deliver 4 frags in this round if he wants to win it, and he's willing to fight for it. As the bomb is planted and MBK is stuck between 2 VP players. And he has absolutely no idea where they are. And isn't going to find them anytime soon. And that's perfect afterplant.
No kit either. Gonna try and escape, but Snax is right there. And the lack of defuse kit makes that so much more troubling for NBK. And as you said, at perfect afterplant, they did not try and challenge even a single time. So very regimented play coming out from the Poles. And a 5-0 lead on the less favored side of Mirage is definitely a great start. But now a triple AWP setup. What are we witnessing, Stuart?
Emphatic doesn't quite sum it up, as this is the old shock and awe tactic from Titan, you might think.
I don't know, what's better than a double orb, I guess. Triple is the next step up. But that honestly looks almost like a misbuy. A bit of an attempt to block the grenade coming into the window there from Kenny. You can actually body block those grenades, so it's a really nice attempt, but it doesn't work out this time. We'll see. I think this is too much. I don't think this is a good idea. 2, yes, I'm down with that. Even 2 and an auto sniper I can get behind, but this is way too much.
It's just not cricket, is it?
How are they possibly going to retake a site if they lose one? And at the moment, they're rotating again very heavily here, Titan. They're really committing to the rotations, which can be a good sign. But right now, they haven't seen anything. Titan don't have any information, except for the fact they know Existence is dead from that headshot. And it's going to be a 4-on-5. Scream waiting right here. Going to be trying to flash, see if anyone's going to come through. Check up apartments quick. He's being shot in the back, and actually it's going to be Byali picking up the kill. Now Kenny has to come up absolutely massively here. Got to pick up so many kills, but the smoke is blocking. He misses the shot. They are going for the A-bomb site. Kenny's still inside waiting, and he's going to jump up on the box, but Molotov reigns in, and he's alone as well. NBK goes down. He's going to extinguish it, but it won't make any difference here. This round from Virtus.pro seems almost effortless.
Yeah, they should... well, they're going to debate saving those 2 AWPs. NES will get that frag onto Taz, but 2 very expensive weapons that they can get out with. But Titan haven't gotten started, and they'll be fuming. Whatever that strat was, there was a plan behind it, or a mistake behind it, but they wanted to get on the board. And Virtus.pro, through luck or through skill, just were able to counter-effect it in what they ran. And, they lose out to Kenny S. It's Smiths who will escape. He's getting kills as he goes for it as well, but Titan will be frustrated, because this is a map that they're good on.
They're very good on it, and as we said in the group stage when they played, Virtus.pro actually were really far ahead in Titan, especially with Kenny making some absolutely ridiculous shots. So that 1-on-3 at the end ended up tying the game on this map, but to be honest, it looked like it was Virtus.pro winning at the majority of the end of that game. I don't know, I mean, what's the step up? If 3 orbs don't work, are you going to go to 4 orbs instead, you think?
3 orbs, 2 auto snipers?
I mean, there has to be a 1-up from that. Kenny goes down in the middle. It's Pasha stepping it up with that kill. Now Flashbang goes in here. They're going to try and do that peek once more, but they're a little bit slow on the trigger. And when they push, they're going to go down. Scream with a great return here. He has to do a lot more. He's going to be dropped by Taz. A quick double headshot from the Polish rifler. And Existence is there with the FAMAS. And apparently that's enough. Almost takes down Neo. And they were back into a very interesting 2-on-2 here. As 2 players on, or 1 player on either team is very low on health.
MBK will be the man to come in. He's had an exceptional tournament as MBK. He will maybe be the first to see Pasha. Existence also rattles off a shot and gives his position away, but they would have been expecting him there anyway. MBK's position compromised, and MBK just flushed out by Neo. That's brilliant. And it's now all on Existence to defuse that bomb. It's not going to do so. Neo gets it. And that's 7-0. This is great, great play from Virtus.pro.
Those Molotovs are finding new users all the time, and trapping Neo in that corner, he had no choice at all. That was definitely, as you said, a brilliant move right there. Kenny S will pick up an AWP, but it'll be glass cannon style. No armor at all, and they have 3 smoke grenades here on Titan. They realize, I think just as well as anyone else does, that they have to pick it up. 8-7. If they can somehow win 8 rounds in a row straight here, that's what they're gunning for. Because if they're going to keep losing like this, Virtus.pro are never going to slow it down. They're merciless right now.
What was interesting about talking to Taz in that map veto was he was just assured that the map he picked would be the map they won, and the map that Titan picked would be the map Titan won. Existence going to get picked off by Taz.
Got shot outside the map. He actually fell out of the map.
The kill and a half.
Taz does go down, and MBK with a really good position here. This Mag 7 is actually no joke weapon in this position, but he has to watch the windows, misses the shot, gets the next one, and then They just keep jumping him. Too many people coming in, almost like lemmings out of those apartments. Virtus.pro players just stream in. Kenny misses one more shot, but it doesn't even matter. He's going to go down. Byali with a triple kill in this round, and Virtus.pro with, I mean, this is really a bit of a stomping.
This is obscene. Titan are good on this map. Yes, this is Virtus.pro's choice. Yes, Virtus.pro have won so many big, important games on this map. But Titan aren't an 8-0 bad team on this map.
No, I definitely agree with that. And as regards to the map pick, well, I bet Taz during the map picking stage, right before they did it, I said I bet it's going to be Mirage, Inferno, and Dust 2 in some order, depending on who wins the coin toss. And I owe 2 beers to Taz because he said Nuke was going to be in it. He even predicted the order. So I am a little bit worried that maybe Virtus.pro picked this, this arrangement of maps to win beer. But otherwise, right now they're doing great, except for Snax taking down Taz. A bit of an unfortunate team kill here. And an eco round from Titan looking a little bit better than some of their gun rounds, actually.
Yeah, it's Neo left standing against Scream and Smith here, as Neo will go up against Smith. Can he pick up this first frag as he threatens with that Molotov and pushes him out? He knows that with Smith's in that position, there is a very low health player on, hey, he may well be happy to challenge. As he pushes in, gets a wind of him, and Scream is dangerous regardless! Scream only deals in headshots, and has dealt that one. It's 1-8.
Is the only currency he knows? Is that what you're saying? I love that. Well, top fragging right now is actually Byali, who for some parts of this tournament has been, a little bit invisible. It's been mainly Snax and some of the other team members here that's been stepping it up. So watching Byali play well is frightening, because I think it was at Katowice where there was some ridiculous statistic that said every time Byali got a first kill, that they basically won the round. Virtus.pro just went with winning there. We'll have to see if that's going to hold too here. Scream going to try and flash his way back, and the Poles are coming to the A bomb site, and Titan have to defend this one. They just won a round. If they lose this one, they're not going to get any more this half, I think. Virtus.pro are going to just crush them. So it's all or nothing right now, and they have a really good rotation coming in. Existence is going to pick down Neo, and in the corner, Scream still hiding. And actually, right now, Virtus.pro maybe should rethink about committing to this bomb site.
Yeah, Kenny S is lined up in a perfect position there, but Byali didn't think twice as he dispatches of Scream. They've got 3 men still ready to make this push. Pasha a little bit isolated in that position. They need to mobilize him more as Byali is trying to clear a path. As Kenny S will assassinate his opposite number, follows up with frag number 2, and just reels them off. Titan have 2 rounds in a row.
That's the absolute minimum coming out here from the French-Belgian team. I mean, we've seen it all throughout the tournament, what happens when you get into that ugly position where you end up losing that second round after you've just won. And they will actually be picking up an AWP again here on Smith. So this time they've downgraded. They realized that triple orb was too much. So double is where it's at.
Are we going to just say that was a misbuy? Someone was probably going to drop for someone?
If it was, it actually will have a big impact on this first half. That's something you just cannot afford to do. So hopefully that's not the case.
MBK rattling off shots blindly as he retreats back at Scream, who will see Pasha, and Pasha will get the better of him. Just draws gun quicker as MBK will retreat back. Virtus.pro just charging in on this A site, and once they're in, the bomb is inevitably about to be planted. And let's see what the 5 can do against the 4 after the plant. As Pasha is isolated out here against Kenny S. The smoke doing his job, and Pasha just making himself hard to find, only to move away from the smoke, and he will go down. Titan, with only 5 rounds to go, have maybe taken too long to get in towards this site, and that's allowed Byali to pick up 2 frags. Snax is there, and Kenny S is going to have to get out of there, but they just went a little slow on the trigger.
Look at Virtus.pro. They have 3 members alive, 10, 20, and 19 HP here. I mean, I don't, we can't really call luck, because at this moment I think luck is a very, very tiny factor of what's happening here in this game, but that is really close. That could have probably been a Titan round if they had landed, one more grenade, a few bullets more, that would have been different, but they have at least enough bank to be able to buy, but they've used everything they have here.
9-2. Kenny S with a quiet map by his standards. In fact, he's had an exceptional tournament, so he and his team have been isolated out.
Well, still a lot of time left here for Virtus.pro in this round. They already have a lot of mid control. Titan actually sort of giving up on that, which is very dangerous. Mirage is obviously a different map from Dust 2, but they do share in common that the mid control is very important. And right now, Titan might be giving it up a little bit too easily. The smokes are there, yeah, but they can still do stuff. They're not using the catwalks as much as they could. MBK will pick up a good headshot there on Pasha, so that's an important opening. And the bomb's all the way back in T-spawn, which is a big indication that Virtus.pro are just looking for a return frag here.
And I wonder whether that comment you make is down to just a lack of confidence. Only 2 rounds on the board. Maybe kennyS lacking the confidence to push out and assert himself on mid. But regardless, Scream flashed as Snax around the corner, and there is that token Screen headshot. MBK and Screen then combine on Taz, and byali is going to be the last man standing. And that will be their 3rd round of the half.
It's interesting because we've seen numerous different members from Titan doing really well in this whole tournament, but for some reason it always feels like it's MBK who's the guy who steps in, gets a bunch of kills, and then the rest of the team picks it up. So maybe that trend is going to follow true. Right now, even if this finishes 9-6, Virtus.pro have a very, very good first half on their hands, and it's still going to be rough for the Titan organization here to bring it back. Maybe they can.
MBK and Smiths looking at B, and that'll allow Smiths to push in a bit here and grab what they didn't have in mid, which was a little bit of intel.
Yeah, and this is really good. This movement from Smiths is going to give Titan a lot of information about what's happening. Flashbang goes down. Existence could have picked up a kill there on Snax, but he just hesitates a little bit too much. Molotov is going to force them back, and Smith comes up from behind, going to pick up the 1, and then he falls back, and this is actually the right move. I love this from Smiths, because most lesser players maybe would have gone for that one. Existence doesn't get the kill, and Smiths goes down anyway. Snack's going to chase him. So in spite of a great flank, it's not working out right now, and now Titan have to scramble to get to the B bomb site quick. There's still 45 seconds, and Virtus.pro are playing a mind game. They're going to be going back to the other bomb site, and there's a clean entrance. They're just bodyguarding this.
Yeah, Neo will wait for that move. Bomb goes down on the A site, and still 1 man deep in B. He's around the corner. kennyS dispatches of Taz, and towards the site will come Titan. Only Neo on full health, and he's not been able to pick himself up. As Pasha will come in with 1 and Snax the 2nd, and now it's Scream who just gets away with 1 point of health as he'll go up against the next 2. It's going to be Scream versus Neo to finish off the job. And this was not the half that Titan would have had in mind.
I think definitely not, but I was going to say they're going to force it up this time. There's no point anymore. The difference between playing for 11-4 or 10-5 here. That's not what matters, but at least maybe Titan get a bit of confidence back. And as we said, they did make a pretty impressive comeback last time around on the terrorist side, but I think you're right. They needed a lot more here in the first half. And on the other hand, I think Virtus.pro do need to win this map. I still can't believe that Virtus.pro ended up letting Nuke through, and I can't see them winning that map either. Not this time.
Not this time. And there's just been a kind of an inevitability on this one. There have only been a few really closely contested rounds from Titan, and that just hasn't added to the contest of this first half. But will be Smiths to pick himself up a headshot onto Pasha as Taz returns the favor. kennyS retreats. There's 13 frags does kennyS, and has had an exceptional tournament. kennyS was looking for Snax on the bottom side, but it hasn't happened, and we're a 4-on-4. And here comes Snax getting himself the headshot onto Existence, but again we trade. And MBK now with that AWP trying to pick off Taz, and does so. Nice work from MBK. Can he follow that up with a hat-trick frag? It's byali who's waiting for him, and byali gets the better of him.
byali's truly a monster here, and he's actually going to go down, so it will be Snax. No slouch either, but Scream. Nothing but headshots, take down byali and Snax. Very clean work with the M4A1. And it will be a 4th round for the Titan team, which is obviously good news. But once again, we're a little bit questioning if it's going to be quite enough here. And Virtus.pro, unfortunately for the CT side, they can still pick up rifles. Maybe not going to be an entirely full buy here, but they will be equipped pretty well. Even 2 AWPs, is that really true? Wow, that's weird.
Curious to see what they've got in store. What's in the locker here? There's Kenias extends out into mid. Sees nothing. They've got no sight on that weapon combo until Taz gets dropped as he'll go out as he went looking. Snax and Pasha on board with Snax.
That's not worth it. I think that's the third time we've seen that flash attempt down towards the A-ramp, and it has not been successful a single time. So a little bit questionable play maybe from Titan to continue to try and do that. Existence is going to fall back, but up in apartments, they got to worry about Snags and this AWP. He's going to peek out. The timing is not quite right here. Bialy going to pick up a kill in the background. He takes down Kenny, but Smiths with the instant return, and we're in a 2-on-2 here. Still plenty of time for Virtus.pro to get this kill on Smiths and turn it into a 2-on-1, but backup is now coming quick. MBK is charging in. He's over by the connector, and it's going to be a lot more tricky. There's Smiths going down. MBK is looking for it, but Pasha will pick up the final kill and make it 11-4. For the first half, and a very overpowering performance here from Virtus.pro.
But what seemed to work for that odd weapon combo that they had was they needed one AWP to sacrifice to draw Kenny S out so the other AWP could kill him. And from that moment on, they felt they had a game.
That's an interesting combination.
Very expensive sacrifice.
I would say so, and especially because Pasha's been doing well enough on his own, so it felt like they didn't need to invest into it, but obviously they saw that coming, so that's pretty impressive. 11-4. Toss, what do you think? Is there any chance for a comeback this time?
Definitely a chance. I mean, in CS these days, we see so many great comebacks, and particularly of these two teams, they don't do boring matches, but Virtus.pro have got to feel like they've got one half of their brain on Nuke.
Titan are good at pistol rounds. They have some really sharp players when it comes to that, and Scream and Kenny both have been known to pick up a number of headshots in these rounds. And obviously an absolute mustering round here for the now terrorist side. If you are just joining us, then this is only the first map in this grand final, so there's still plenty of Counter-Strike to come, and you should invite your friends without a doubt. And also go and visit Gfinity.net and sign up to some of all the tournaments going on. And welcome to the stream again here. The final best of 3. Neo looking for a headshot. This is almost a bit of a game to him, just a whack-a-mole with a USPS, and he's not hitting it in right now. And in return, actually, they do lose mid-control on Virtus.pro's side, and Titan trying to press the issue. Neo want to fall back here, see if he can get it. Not quite. He's actually taking a little bit of damage, looking for those return shots, and Titan are rotating back towards that A-bomb site that Virtus.pro have almost given up on. Just Bialy here, gonna pick up the 1 kill, instant return, then Pasha with a headshot on Kenny, and this is so back and forth, but Neo comes in with a kill on Scream. Now Smiths and MB can if the bomb goes down, but I don't see this working out for a Titan.
No, they've got 2 against 4, and 4 very hot players who are hitting every one of their shots. Smith's going to come in now, and Neo will put another headshot into him. It's only MBK left standing, 1-on-3, and he's not standing anymore. Another headshot there, and that was a round which was won less by the tactics of VP and more just by brute power. You know, of the 5 frags they got, 4 of them had headshots, and they just, and some of them were tricky ones as well. They just nailed great hits.
I think you're absolutely right. When they started that engagement over by the catwalk into B, if you had paused the game right there and said, you know, point out a couple of mistakes, somebody would have said, well, look, Virtus.pro have rotated out of the A-bomb site without having actually seen the bomb. They're very likely going to lose them the round. Doing that is a big boon. That's one of the basic tenets of Counter-Strike. Until you see the bomb, please do not overcommit to a bomb site. But they did, and as you said, they just brute forced their way back, and maybe that's the power of being Virtus.pro. Yeah.
There aren't many teams that can do it. It's 12-4 in favor of VP. And what is their map? A best of 3, so still plenty to go. This will be a 3 CZ round for Titan, but Taz with his P90 push in, gets 2 and 3, and Taz will enjoy himself there. Scream and MBK do return the favor, but surely the remaining 2 players can close this one out.
Will be able to. P90 doing exactly what it's meant to do, just sawing people apart who have no body armor. It's kind of brutal again. This Bialy score really 21 kills. The closest to him right now is what? Taz with 14?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And on the other side, there's a 14 from MBK and a 7 frag split down to the second man. That shows you just how well he's playing. And you were quite right earlier when he said he was a little anonymous earlier on.
It really felt like he hadn't stepped it up here, and I think there's always a great moment in any sport when you see someone who's been looked like they've been mentally defeated or at least aren't really performing, and then they're able to turn around. Actually, I think that's one of the really great signs that you're dealing with someone who's not just a little bit of a good player, but someone who is a champion, style quality coming out. So I think that's what they're showing here, and that's actually what we've seen from Titan and from a number of other teams, I'd say, this tournament. It's actually the mental game has changed for many of them, and that's going to be important going into the later tournaments. But here, it's going to be a push towards the B bomb side, and defending is Neo. Snax going to pick up a kill, and Neo drops NBK and the bomb, and Titan ground to a halt.
Yeah, Titan have just 3 men left standing. Dispatching of Neo may open up that site, as it'll be Smiths who comes in, but he's caught in 2 minds, and Snax will eat him alive as he goes looking for the next man. That will be Kenny S. byali gets that frag, and now it's all on existence, 1 on 4, and he won't get past the 1. It's byali who delivers once more, and VP are just 2 rounds away from map 1.
It's a really, really stunning first map here from byali, and you have to wonder, don't want him peaking in the very first map. Save a little for map 2 and 3 at the very least.
And they're really going to need it in map 2.
I think they are, but I really don't know what will happen if Virtus.pro are going to end up on the CT side starting. That could be interesting. Titan did beat NIP, but that was an online game and a best of 1, so that's not really applicable just here.
(14-4) VP. Another Titan Eco with existence downed already. 4 CZs left up in the remaining team, and there will be Neo and Snax helping themselves to what was a stack, and what now is just a rubble of dead bodies. MBK does get that kill onto Neo, who just couldn't quite finish off his breakfast, but as this should be another VP round, it should take them to 11 map points.
Yeah, I think we're going to call that move the C-set 75 uppercut, because he basically just jumped up and punched Neo with it. That was incredible. But it's only really cinematic at this point. It doesn't actually have an impact on the game any longer. Titan are going to have to buy whatever they can, and it is good enough. They will be fully equipped, but I think even the most die-hard Titan fan right now are going to have a hard time believing that they can make an 11-round comeback and force the overtime and then win on this map. Mathematically, yeah, it's possible, but I think in the real world, it's still going to be tricky.
And even as the game has gone on, byali's split has extended. It was 7 when we mentioned him last. Now it's 9. As Kenny S isn't going to get it. byali is just going to help himself to some more, as he is just not done with Titan yet. Pasha gets the 4th. There's only 1 man left starting, and it's Smiths running for his life. Virtus.pro have stomped Titan on Mirage.
And Smiths is going to get the kill on byali. Finally, they shot him down, but obviously not going to be enough. He's trapped in the back here, and I like that fact. You managed to say it just then. 9 split, he says, really? Tosspot 9? How about 11? That's what it ends up at. Really impressive.
Ridiculous.
First map goes to Virtus.pro, and did you see this coming? Because I really did not.
No, I thought this was a risky map choice, because Titan have been really good on Mirage, and it wasn't guaranteed that VP would get their way on this one. As you might say, we assume that Titan will get their way on Nuke, but definitely this is not over. VP have come and they've sent a message. It will be very demoralizing for Titan to have just not contested that map.
Well, we're going to have to find out. So obviously, we're going to Nuke for the next map. We'll go to a really quick commercial break. Teams need a chance to stand up, and then we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere, guys. It's going to be Nuke next. Invite your friends, and we'll be right back after.